In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 $3 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Get ready to fight from within. You're about to go behind enemy lines.
Roger, 3-2. Goliath copies all. Go ahead. Target is surrounded by multiple firms entering what appears to be a residential area. Requesting permission to engage over.
From the People's Republic of New York City, you're now going behind enemy lines with Gene Baradelli and Russ Gallo.
And you are now behind enemy lines. Hey there, how you doing, America? Gene Baradelli here with you on a beautiful day in the People's Republic of New York City. Check us out online at www.behindenemylinesradio.us. Russ Gallo is in the hizzy tonight after, we're going to call it a furlough upstate. How you doing, pal?
We're going to make the radio show great again, Gene.
Here we are. We're going to make it great. Thank God you're back. I didn't know what else to say. I had to take a week off because I was running out of stuff to say. But I'm glad you're back with us, man. You missed quite a bit, by the way.
I heard that there was like some conventions going on and
like
Zika
protests. There's an Olympics going on. I got suspended on Facebook for tagging people too many times tonight.
I was just going to say, I heard you ruined Facebook for everyone else tonight.
We were apparently, besides ruining Facebook, we ruined Blog Bash apparently because there was no award ceremony from what I hear at the annual gathering up at the RNC.
And if anybody's actually interested in this,
nobody really cares. It's just us.
Gene Baradelli ruined some award thing called Blog Bash.
Whatever, nobody cares.
But if you look it up you can Google it on the internet, and you'll see what Gene did.
Actually, you can look it up at www.behindenemylinesradio.us, and you see how Russell got a scalp out of the CPAC last year at that gathering of bloggers. And apparently, I broke Facebook just now in tagging people and promoting the show. I was told by someone who I tagged that the tag came in 30 times over. So I tagged like 100 people in one posting times 30, carry the one. It was a lot of tags. So Facebook screwed up, but I get penalized. I don't know how that works. It's the American way. Yeah, Matt Fairley. See Matt Fairley in the chat room saying, I got 20 emails from Facebook from you tagging me. 20, he says. It wasn't me, Matt. It was Facebook that did it. I only tagged you once.
Yeah, sure, Gene.
Wow. You seriously? You gonna go there? You gonna do that to me? You gonna do me like that?
Bro, listen.
Okay,
I've
stop the clock.
About
3 minutes and 4 seconds into the show, Russ Gallo was blaming me for something. I'm shocked.
I've heard rumors that you're a tagging machine on Facebook. That's all I'm saying. And I don't even have Facebook, so I don't know what you're talking about with the tagging.
You know, there was a comment to one of my many tags saying Russ needs to get Facebook. The people demand it.
Did they say get Facebook again? Because someone out there hacked me and...
We gotta talk about that for a second. That's right. Someone created a fake Russ Gallo account.
It was pretty
like
damn
you were
accurate,
somebody or something. It was a little too accurate.
Oh,
it was your mom. Whatever. Listen, we got a great show today. Dan Gaynor from Newsbusters is going to take us behind enemy headlines with a few of the more hypocritical actions by the media. But before we go there, Russ Gallo, you've been away since before RNC, doing your duty for our country with the National Guard on drill. I'm going to be truthful about it. We always joke when you're away, but look, my event, the 200 breaststroke, is on right now.
As we're recording this show,
we're watching the Olympics right now.
And a little known fact, Gene has a bronze medal from 1986. What was it? The butterfly?
1988, and it was a 200-meter butterfly.
Bronze medal, Gene Baradelli. Look it up, folks. I know you don't believe me. Look it up.
I'm quite agile in the water. But anyway, check out Twitter and you'll understand what that joke's about. So, listen, you've been away for a while, serving our country, drilling, whatever you do, marching in a line, all that fun stuff. I need to get your impressions of RNC, DNC, all the stuff that happened. Where do we begin with you?
I'm a little shocked at both candidates' choices. Not so much Hillary, but both candidates' choices for VP. Why did Trump go with Pence?
Yeah, because he's safe.
Safe, but what does he add?
He unifies the party, because at least that's the theory. It hasn't happened.
Yeah, it hasn't.
So you can say it was wrong.
If he picked a general or somebody a little more, I don't know. There's several people even a Newt Gingrich I think would have been a better choice. I don't really understand Pence.
Well, Pence can
He's an adult, he's well-spoken, I get it.
He's the adult. That's the way I think it is. But, I tend to agree with you on that, Russ. And Kane, to me, is an indication that Hillary Clinton thinks she's got it in the bag.
Yeah, well, she's got it in the bag, and she doesn't want to share the stage with anybody. I mean...
Of significance,
He's like a bag of wet hair, that guy. Like, you ever hear him speak?
Well, I guess black politicians don't matter, though, because once again, Hillary Clinton shies away from race, even though she claims she's the queen of minorities and women and the lesbian and gay community, even though Omar Mateen's father was behind her on stage this week.
Terrorist lives matter, Gene.
Apparently terrorist votes matter as well, Russ.
Just because his son shot up a bunch of gay people at a club does not mean that he himself cannot be a huge Hillary supporter and stand behind her. I don't know why you're saying that that's wrong.
Well, clearly this isn't the major news story of the day. We're just making stuff up. That's a non-story, Russ, because the real story is that Donald Trump is saying the Second Amendment people are going to be going after Hillary Clinton.
Come on. By the way.
Come on. Are you going to go there with this?
No, let's speak about this for 1 second.
Let's speak on this.
If anything, Trump supporters are the ones that are actually being beaten. They are actually being shot. Sam Pirozzolo out in Staten Island actually had his sign burned in front of his house in which his family was sleeping.
The big T, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, we got fires, we got harassment, we got people getting beaten down, and if you look at Drudge, a Trump supporter actually was shot for wearing a Trump shirt. And they're saying that Trump is inciting violence? I don't get it.
Trump made all those people do that, Russ. Don't you understand? There's no such thing as responsibility. There's no such thing as personal responsibility when it comes to politics. If you wear that Trump hat, you are inciting me to punch you. Don't you know? That's how it works. You don't know that's how it works?
But get back to the terrorist father for a minute.
Yes, let's.
Why is Hillary wrong for having that man in the audience?
Okay.
Would Trump have gotten a pass for that guy?
Did he get a pass for David Duke? He definitely didn't get a pass for David Dukes.
So our racist is wrong, their racist is a non-story.
It's a non-story. But the reason why... But isn't it more of a story, Russ, because he got into camera view within feet of Hillary Clinton?
And you cannot, for those of you guys who think that the crowds that appear... Yeah, for those of you guys who think that the crowd behind a candidate just happens to randomly be picked, guess again. Those people are handpicked by the advanced party people of the politicians that are speaking. And the Democrats and the Republicans both do the same thing. They want to get a nice diverse crowd. They were like, oh, look, an Arab guy. Let's put him back there. And it just so turned out to be
Mateen's father. And by the way, why has nobody been fired from the Clinton campaign for doing that? Why can't they just say, hey,
are you
know
kidding
what?
me
That
right
was
now?
dumb.
Bro, wait a minute. Are you kidding
fired
me?
the guy.
Are you kidding?
Well, think of it this way.
Benghazi. Who was fired for Benghazi?
Nobody.
Who was fired for anything that's ever happened in the Obama administration?
Nobody. However, and let's give Donald Trump some credit here. When the whole Melania Trump speech scandal with the 50 words that Michelle Obama used in her speech, and she emulated those words and, may have lifted them, the staffer admitted, hey, I did that. That's on me. If you want to fire me, go ahead. And to Trump's credit, he said, you admitted your mistake, move on. That didn't even happen here. We don't know who the advance team was here. We don't know the Secret Service agent that didn't do their job here. I mean, there's a huge difference there. in how issues were handled.
Well, Hillary Clinton has yet to even admit that there was a problem with this.
Hillary Clinton has yet to even admit that she lied about her emails.
But they haven't disavowed the endorsement. They haven't said that it was a mistake for the guy to be there. Nothing from the Hillary camp on this yet. So,
well, listen, we got a comment in the chat room. During our live shows, Tuesdays at 10 p.m. on Spreaker, we run a live chat room at www.BehindEnemyLinesRadio.us. Click on the Listen Live button, and you can join in on the fun. It's free, it's fun, it's for everyone. The comment says that someone probably has been fired, but is unlikely to make the news. Yet with Donald Trump, it was nothing but news for 24 hours. Why the double standard then? I don't get that.
And just getting back to the chat room, guys, if you're listening in, you should definitely log into the chat room and talk. We have confirmed 3 budding relationships that have started from this chat room, 2 of which are heterosexual. So we accept everybody. Come on in. Sign into the chat. Yes. You haven't been checking the emails, Jim.
I haven't been checking the emails. I'm glad you're on top of this.
To 2 straight weddings and a gay wedding.
Oh, and a commitment ceremony. That's fantastic. Oh, so actually, we're in the People's Republic of New York. That's actually a marriage ceremony now. That's really cool.
But for that 3rd wedding, we have to go as you're my +1. So, all right. What it is.
Congratulations, Mike Tracy. But anyway, shout out to Mike, by the way, who's being deployed soon. We love you. We're just kidding. We know you're not
by
like
the way,
that.
Mike, this is heard across a bunch of southern states.
Yeah, so don't worry about it too much.
That's kind of crazy.
Anyway.
All right, Gene, thanks.
Lots of inside jokes tonight.
Another friendship.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I do. I blame me for everything. By the way, shout out to our newest station, WDDQ 92.1 FM in Adel, Georgia, near the Florida-Georgia line. Picking up a lot of areas down there, pal. It's getting really cool as part of Red Nation Rising Radio. Welcome, guys. We love you. Don't do that. We like these people. We want them to stick with us.
First of all, I'm a Texan at heart. I don't know about you.
You own a cowboy hat.
I own a cowboy hat. I can't stand New York. The people down south, those are my people.
Oh, my goodness. So, if you want to write Russ Gallo about any of the comments that he's making, whether you're from New York or down south, there's a little contact us button at www.BehindEnemyLinesRadio.us. Check it out and click on it for us.
Well, as Gene sips on his Froca Mocha cappuccino with extra frap.
I'm drinking Jack and Coke, my friend. I'll admit it. He won't. Listen, so you missed the RNC, you missed the DNC.
What happened there?
Did you see that they built a wall? They built a wall around the stadium where they were holding the DNC. They built a very large fence to keep the common folk out.
Oh, so you actually had to have credentials to get into their.
You needed ID to get in as well.
But poor people can't afford ID.
Well, apparently these aren't poor people. They're the DNC. They're not poor.
Are you shitting me? So they weren't going to let people in without ID?
Well, they weren't going to.
Who does Hillary think she is?
I know. Seriously, that's racist. That's racist right there. And not only did they have a wall outside, they had a wall inside, which people first mentioned on the first day, and then they changed it to a clear wall so it wouldn't be picked up by the cameras, which was funny as hell. And this will really get you going. There was no American flag on stage the first day at the DNC.
That makes sense to me.
Makes sense. They don't like America anyway.
So what's up with this Gold Star father, Mr. Khan?
Wow, we're really doing rapid fire radio tonight.
I'm catching up. I have a month of news to make up for in an hour.
Well, it looks like he may be connected to the Clinton campaign. His son was killed overseas, and Trump was Trump and made some comments.
Whoa!
Say the
so
comments
Trump picked this guy out of a hat and just made comments about him?
I'm sure he did. Yeah, because that's what Trump does.
So where did this guy come from?
You know what? It's been so long ago, I don't even remember.
He was a speaker at the DNC. So if this guy wants to get political, he throws his hat into the arena. You don't get protected status because your son was killed overseas. Listen, we feel for you, and God bless your son's service. But you don't get protected status where you can just bash a candidate and not get any blowback. Sorry.
It's true.
Mr. Khan.
Wow. We getting racist up in here tonight. Russ Gallo is back.
That's not racist at all.
I know. I'm just playing it up. I'm trying to get the listeners up, pal. That's all I'm trying to do.
So you're saying racism sells?
Check with the DNC. Look how many people covered it and were in it. Of course it does. So many. I mean, listen. You want to know about the tennis ball theory of politics? Like you say, we're going rapid fire right now, shooting it back and forth.
But the tennis ball theory holds true even in this election. I mean, look at Hillary. Every day it's something else. She still can't admit a damn thing about the emails. She actually lied the other day and said that FBI Director Comey
said I didn't lie.
Said that everything she said was right. And then they just played clips of exactly what he said, and it's the exact opposite.
And
then what did she say she had? Her brain short-circuited.
Short-circuit.
So that's the new, my brain short-circuited.
Yeah,
I don't know
number
what
5 alive over here. For those of you who grew up in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about.
My brain short-circuited.
Yeah, I don't get it. She lives in her own
Who do you want
reality.
answering the phone, Gene, at 3 o'clock in the morning? The 70-year-old great-grandmother whose brain short-circuits every once in a while?
Or the guy who says, why can't we nuke him 3 times in a briefing on national security?
Yeah, right. Listen, Trump has his flaws, too.
Okay, well, listen, I'm glad you admit it, but I look at this election as bad versus worse. Is that fair to say?
I'd say yes, and it's unfortunate because it didn't have to be this way. I mean, besides, put the other candidates aside, like Cruz and all these other guys that a lot of us wanted. Trump could have still been an awesome candidate, and he still can be. But he's got to slow down.
So make Trump great again, Russ. How do you do it?
Trump's got to be Trump. So I don't like when he reads these prepared statements.
But does he have to be Trump on 9 or Trump on 4?
He's got to be Trump on like a 6 or 7. When he's Trump on 10, he's dangerous. Because I really truly believe he goes out there with no show prep and just starts rambling. He's got to do some prep. Have some notes, bullet points on a piece of paper. Don't read. You don't have to read your whole statement like he's been doing, trying to stay within the lines. Have bullet points and don't stray too far. And he'd be great, because his comments are funny, and people like when he ad-libs a little bit. But when he starts saying things like, listen, I'll be honest, Gene, that Second Amendment comment, it was a little over the top. Because what he did say was that, maybe
it was overt.
Maybe the Second Amendment folks would be the ones that could stop Hillary. And then he followed it up with, that would be an ugly day. So why would it be an ugly day if all he meant was, I think he meant it as a joke, it went too far, and it got away from him. Like, it was just too much.
And yet, I don't think it's the worst thing Trump has ever said.
I don't think so either.
I think in his brain, he's saying the gun rights crowd is a strong lobby, and it'll be ugly to see them fight it out politically. I can see that. There are some other times where I can't see it. And as we're looking in the chat room right now, there are some comments in there that are shocked that Russ Gallo thinks something by Trump is over the top.
That was great. Matt Fairley said, and Trump has his flaws too. That's the quote of the night.
No, but even better towards the end when he says, holy crap, if it's over the top for Russ.
Wow.
That must be really high up there.
Let me just, hold on. Can I clarify? I didn't say it was over the top for me. I'm saying it's over the top for general political discourse. For me, I got what he was saying. The subliminal message went right in. I got it. But, if you look at the pundits on Fox News and even some of them on talk radio, they're basically defending Trump, saying, well, what he meant is it's a political movement, the Second Amendment people, and that's what he meant. Let's be for real. He didn't mean that. You know what I mean? I don't think he meant, let's go out and shoot Hillary Clinton. He didn't mean that either. He was trying to be funny. He was trying to ad-lib, and that joke or reference got away from him. Every once in a while they get away from you if you're just swinging, shooting from the hip all your whole life.
He's the Ron Burgundy of candidates. Whoa, that escalated kind of quickly here.
Exactly.
I can see that, but I also don't think that there's any malintent by Trump. You'll hear in our interview with Dan Gaynor, listen, all of a sudden, after decades in the spotlight, Donald Trump is a racist, thanks to the media.
Which is ridiculous.
All of a sudden, Donald Trump is the biggest idiot in the history of idiots in the media.
Well, he's a Republican now.
Well, and
when he was a Democrat, he wasn't an idiot.
And if you listen to the interview with Dan Gaynor, he says this is the playbook. If you look back at every other candidate,
of course,
going back to Reagan, they're idiots, dangerous, stupid, all the same thing.
Racist. They start off with racist because that's the easy one.
Oh, it's so easy.
Then they have to twist your words and make you sound stupid.
50% of this radio show has been called racist. So, I mean, it's happened.
I think it's more than 50.
Wow, it might be 100% then.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
And I don't think we've ever been accused of being smart either. So,
accused, no. Backed into it, probably, yes. But we'll get to that interview in a little bit. I'm smart too. I deserve respect. Thanks for listening to the show, guys. I'm Gene, he's Russ, and while you're listening to Behind Enemy Lines Radio, check us out at www.behindenemylinesradio.us. Check us out on the Facebooks and the Twitters, where you'll see all our inside jokes, at BEL_radio. And if you missed the live show, Tuesdays at 10 p.m. on Spreaker, you can check us out on any one of our rebroadcast outlets, including Red Nation Rising Radio, which also carries us on terrestrial radio at WJHC 107.5 in Jasper, Florida, and WDDQ 92.1 in Adel, Georgia. Also on KLRN Radio, formerly K98 Talk, High Plains Talk Radio and Sackheads Media, the Internet's conservative radio network, and also our newest Internet outlet, Lanterns Radio Network. And if you miss us on any one of those rebroadcast outlets, and man, Russ, this list is getting long, you can check us out anytime on demand at iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podbay, Player FM. Discover us on Google Play Music. We're back on SoundCloud, and of course, iHeartRadio.
I feel like Gene just makes half that stuff up.
You would think I did.
We're on Jasper and Casper and Bo Doolittle and all these other things too.
Listen, this show is growing by leaps and bounds. It's because of listeners like, well, not really these guys in the chat room, but everywhere else that listen to us. It's pretty darn cool.
By the way, did you plug Less Government, More Fun? I love their shirts.
They got an ad with us now, which is really cool. You love their stuff?
They're great.
I
get compliments even in Brooklyn with my Less Government, More shirt on.
Every time I wear that shirt, I get at least one person saying, "Hey, that's cool." So I tell them, go to lessgovmorefun.com. I tell them all the time.
Do you really say that?
I do. Absolutely. Listen, I work 24/7 for our sponsors and our friends, pal. Unlike some of us who show up here half hour before the show. Anyway, listen, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll play our interview with Dan Gaynor, and then when we come back from that, we're going to have a lot more fun with Russ at the end of the show. Gene and Russ, Behind Enemy Lines, we'll be back right after these brief words. If you're a long-time listener of the show, or maybe this is your first time listening, you can probably tell that me and the gang here, we like to have our share of fun, whether it's on or off the air. We talk about 2-drink minimum radio and no medication Wednesdays or whatever day it may be. That's why when we found the people at Less Government, More Fun, we knew it was a match made in heaven with this show. Folks, we live in a time where government is out of hand. Our founding fathers did not intend government to be all-consuming in all parts of our lives. That's why we are telling you to go to lessgovmorefun.com, check out the website, check out the swag. What the people want is less government, more fun. Pass it on, make it happen.
Who might you save?
Your mother, your father, your husband, uncle, aunt, son.
Learn FAST, F-A-S-T, the sudden signs of a stroke, and you could save.
Your friend, teacher, boss.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. F-A-S-T. That's F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in the recovery of
your neighbor, the waiter, grandmother, grandfather.
So learn FAST, the sudden signs of a stroke, then pass it on, because you never know who might save you.
Your wife, your colleague.
Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Behind Enemy Lines Radio is all about being right. No, seriously, it is. If you ever listen to Russ Gallo or me go back and forth on some issue, we always want to make sure that we remember who said what and when we said it. That's why we go to goonrecord.com. It's a brand new social media website. Challenge people on what they believe, whether it's in politics, sports, entertainment, finance, whatever. There's a category for you at goonrecord.com. Check it out right now. Tell us, what do you stand for? It's time for you to go on record. Behind Enemy Lines. Back on the air. Gene Baradelli back behind Enemy Lines, and joining me right now, as we do for the first show of every month, even though we're in the middle of the month already, but that's on me. Dan Gaynor, Newsbusters. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing well. This is a crazy election. I was joking with one of my coworkers today saying, we all should get stickers saying, I survived 2016. And he says, are you sure we will?
And the reason why we say that is because there is just too much coming at us from all directions in media, especially this month. I mean, let's just start with the fact that Hillary Clinton had the family member of a terrorist in her crowd and nobody wants to talk about it.
I mean, not just a family member. She had the dad of the worst recent terror attack sitting behind her at an event. I mean, sitting directly behind her. You get the picture of her, and he's right there. His son is the one who went and killed 49 people at a gay club, and four spots down, you got somebody wearing a rainbow flag button. If this had happened to Trump, if the very same father, who, by the way, is a pro-Taliban radical Islamic loon, if the same father had shown up at a Trump event, oh my God, the media wouldn't stop talking about it until the election. So,
well, let's forget about the fact that the Hillary people actually sat him in camera view. What does that say about them?
This is, you could argue, and I think it would be fair to argue, that this was probably accidental, that they didn't know, that they might have thought the guy was a person of color, and so that's why they sat him behind her, and so it had nice optics, and they didn't realize who they were sitting. But that's the whole point of these bogus checkbox diversity things that the left does. If you don't know who somebody is, it's not, to paraphrase Martin Luther King Jr., it's not the color of your skin, it's the character of the person. And so that's what the left doesn't want to talk about. So they end up doing this. This should dominate the national news. Instead, I guarantee you, and I haven't seen the evening news yet because I just got home. I guarantee you what dominated the news tonight is Trump's pretty obvious Second Amendment comment about, where he's talking about pressuring government, because NRA is one of the most successful pressure groups in the history of politics, and I'm sure the media are universally taking it as a threat.
Absolutely. And speaking of Trump, everyone has been asking for months, when are we going to get some substance out of Trump? When are we going to start hearing about issues? When are we going to talk about policy? And the man talks about policy this week, and nobody barely covers it. They barely covered it. I don't get that at all.
Because they don't want to. They really don't. They want to say he's not about policy, and so if he talks about policy, it's going to bury it. ABC Evening News last night, after the Trump economic speech that lasted more than 52 minutes, they devote 33 seconds to what he actually said, and then another 160 some, so more than 168 seconds, so more than 5 times what they did there to other political garbage. They don't want to present him as a guy with ideas or plans. They want to present him as an empty suit who says crazy things. That's their shtick, and they're going to stick to it. At least, and I was talking to one of my staffers who was writing the story today. I said, look not at the number of seconds, but look at how NBC, which gave it 50 seconds, and CBS covered it, which gave it 80 seconds. I said, and don't think of this as seconds. Think of this as math. And I said, so in other words, 50 seconds is 50% more than ABC did. 50%. And 80 seconds is actually 2.5 times the amount of time that ABC devoted to his speech. So I mean, nuts. I know these are low numbers, but still, when you think about, okay, you gave a speech and CBS gave you 80 seconds about it. That's pretty reasonable. Politicians give a lot of speeches. That's really not a bad number. I mean, they should come back to it, revisit it, and all sorts of stuff. But the point is, 80 seconds, at least they weren't given in the back of the hand. But 33 seconds, I've probably done 33 seconds just now talking about it.
A little more than that, actually. Absolutely right. It's amazing what they cherry pick. I mean, you know what? I think they were all just too busy burying Trump as being finished and wiped out because a poll came out after the DNC that he was behind. That had to be why they didn't want to cover it.
Well, no, they don't want to cover it because they want to destroy him. Do you see the Rutenberg column on the front page of the New York Times yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely. Explain to everybody about it.
This is people did not see this. This is the quintessential example of how bad things are. The most left-wing newspaper in America, New York Times. Okay, you could argue Huffington Post is more liberal, but that's not a newspaper. The most left-wing of the traditional news outlet runs a column on the front page, which is essentially endorsing it. That's what. If they ran on the opinion page, you could argue, okay, they're just having another view. No, they put it on their front page above the fold. Only a couple other things up there, and the column basically was a rationalization why the most left-wing newspaper in America should be more left-wing in covering Trump and just be blatant and list him as a demagogue and too irresponsible to have nuclear codes, et cetera, et cetera. And that is the institutional view of the American media, not just the New York Times, the American media. And because of that, because that's their view, why should we listen to them? Why should we allow them to spin this pretty obvious Second Amendment comment into something it's not? The American public needs to stand up on its hind legs. I reflect back to a Broderick Crawford version of Huey Long, and he's talking to ordinary people about how they're being used by politicians. And he says, you got to stand up your hind feet and fight. And, that's where Americans really need to be in dealing with the American media, because, there's no choice. That they don't want a fair election. They don't want, they didn't want Bernie Sanders. They don't want Donald Trump. They didn't want Ted Cruz. I mean, throughout this election, they've been picking and choosing. Why do we allow that?
And then you got Rutenberg saying, how are we supposed to do our jobs when we have someone like Donald Trump always in the news cycle? I mean, come on. You want to talk about, I harken back to the slavery days of the idea of a white man's burden. Jim Rutenberg's talking about a journalist's burden of actually trying to do their job. Come on already here, man. It's ridiculous. Like we need to have sympathy for them for doing what they think that they should be doing, and that is thinking for us. Come on.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, that was All the King's Men. Quick Googling there. Point about it is, people need to understand how bad they're being played. Journalists across the board are trying to determine, more so than they ever have, who wins this election. They don't want you to have a view. They don't want you to have a choice. They thought all along that they knew who should be given the nomination. So Jeb Bush, simply on the, because of his name, because of his popularity, he got a lot more coverage than other people in the GOP. Ted Cruz, the week where he won, the first Hispanic to ever win a primary or a caucus ever in the history of the United States. The week where that happened, his news coverage actually went down, and it was mostly negative.
Absolute craziness.
This is how they have played the whole game. So, yes, we ended up with the two most famous people running for president. The two names that we have known in America for decades. Now, that's the nature of the beast now. We're in a very media-savvy, populist, and celebrity-oriented culture. It happens. But the media drove that. They drove it for Trump by giving him billions of dollars of free airtime. And that doesn't count the more than a decade the man got on NBC running The Apprentice. Now, if you're a Trump fan, you're saying, well, that's fine. And it is perfectly fine. He wasn't running for office. But what isn't fine is how, as soon as it's obvious who he's running against and that he's the presumptive nominee, a man who was never racist in his entire life, as far as the media were concerned, suddenly is a racist, suddenly is crazy, suddenly is stupid. And then you look and you say, oh, wait a second. I know I've heard this somewhere before. Oh, that's right. I heard them say that Donald Trump wasn't just a racist. I heard them say that Mitt Romney was a racist and that Mitt Romney was crazy and stupid. And I heard them say it about John McCain. And I heard them say it about George W. Bush. And I heard them say it about Dole. I heard him say it about George H.W. Bush. And I heard him say it about Ronald Reagan. And that's as far back as I really could track. But, that's since 1980. So 36 years of American politics have been saying the same three things and just reordering them. If you disagree with the left at all about, what they call affirmative action and what I call blatant discrimination, you're a racist. If you disagree that that Black Lives Matter is not, if you think it's not a good thing, if they're blocking roads and, rioting in Minnesota is not a good thing, then you're a racist by the left. If you think that anything that they disagree with, you're pro-gun, pro-free speech, if you don't think that we should gut the First and Second Amendments, well, you're crazy. Oh, wait. Oh, you don't know some key policy item that wonky people want you to know. Oh, then you're stupid. Well, this is, like I said, this is the game they've been playing against the right forever, and why people listen to it, I'm befuddled. And why, turning it around, why you can expect that the GOP will allow some of these complete pieces of human filth as moderators. Look at who they ended up with in the debates this time. Standard lefty talking points for CNBC. Let's put John Harwood on there. What person on earth thought John Harwood should be a debate moderator? The same person most likely thought Candy Crowley should be a debate moderator in 2012. And that person's an idiot.
Dan, you really got to get in touch with your feelings on this issue, because I don't think that you've really scoped it out as much as you should have in preparation for this interview. You really got to learn how to open up, man.
I'm too mellow.
That's what it is. But you know what? Let's take your point a little further, and let's take it out of the political arena for a second. There are those on the left that want to tell people who should be carrying the American flag in the Olympics. Talk about the most absurd things. The story comes out that Michael Phelps was voted by his fellow Olympians to carry the flag in the opening ceremonies, and W. Kamau Bell, a comedian who is now being given credibility by CNN for being some sort of political commentator, writes an article saying, well, the Muslim girl who's in fencing should do it, and what a great message that would send. And it's okay, Michael, you've got, what is it now, 19 gold medals and 23 medals overall anyway. You don't need this honor, even though he earned it from the respect of his peers. This is the height of liberal media.
This is the height also of lefty stupidity, that it's no longer about merit. She's Muslim. That's not merit. She picked being Muslim. There's no merit to that. He swam constantly for years. He worked hard. He's talented. He's athletic. Masterpiece. 19 gold medals. My goodness. And yay Baltimore. Proud of my hometown. And he earned it. But they want to give it to her because of diversity. This is what the left does. They absolutely try to fix everything based on bogus diversity.
It was the most absurd thing I saw on the news this week. And there's been quite a bit from Hillary short-circuiting to this topic. But listen, we can only fit in so much every month. I want to make sure that we tell everybody about the Media Research Center's documentary coming out, Collateral Damage. And it looks like you guys have been getting a little bit of flack from the left about it.
Oh, yeah. The left hates any time you tell the true story about America. The true story about coal in this country is the left has destroyed coal and, tried to hurt every place from Appalachia to Wyoming that is involved in coal. And so we sent, video journalists out there and reporters out there to tell the story about coal. And you have a chance to both, help us get the word out for that video. And, just go on to, I think it's, right now on mrctv.org and, help us out, get that word out.
Absolutely. The documentary we're talking about is Collateral Damages, Forgotten Casualties of the Left's War on Coal. Right now it's on MRC TV, which is the sister organization of newsbusters.org. Check it out right now. Go over there. Watch the video that the left doesn't want you to see. It's a great watch. Dan, what else can we plug? Basically, every article, by the way, folks, we talked about today is on newsbusters.org. So check it out if you want to know more about anything we've been talking about.
Two last things. I will plug my regular weekly column that comes out on Friday mornings. You can find on newsbusters.org in the Culture tab. It comes out early morning, Friday mornings. It's about the crazy things the left does on the web. And then lastly, you can follow me on Twitter at Dan Gaynor. That's DANGAINOR.
And by the way, become friends with Dan on Facebook. You will find some of the most hilarious videos. I think I shared the Filipino diving video from you, Dan.
But I actually have a friend of mine, it's funny, who doesn't work in the conservative movement, but she sent me some of the best videos ever. I mean, and people are looking to find somebody to do part-time work in the movement. I mean, she'd be awesome. It's just pretty funny.
Absolutely. It's great stuff. I'm glad to have you on. We'll do it again next month. And, listen, we're getting close. So next month we're going to really start looking. I mean, after Labor Day, everyone's going to start looking at politics, right?
Oh, yeah, because the debates begin September.
Oh, goody. We're going to have lots to talk about then. Dan, thanks for coming on the show, pal. That was Dan Gaynor from Newsbusters and Media Research Center. Check out newsbusters.org. Guys, I check it out every day as part of my daily blog roll. A lot of great stories on there. Everything we talk about in that interview, you can find on Newsbusters this week. Good stuff talking about media bias. Russ wasn't even listening because he was in the chat room making jokes.
No, I was
just
listening,
saying.
Gene.
I know you were listening, pal. I'm just making a joke myself. But the chat room's been hopping. We've been having a lot of fun in it. And you guys need to come check it out at www.behindthenemylinesradio.us. Listen,
someone in the chat room is saying Jesus was a badass carpenter.
Listen.
You can only imagine what else is being said in there. That's the only one I can actually say on
And
the
that's
air.
what you're missing, guys. Check it out. Only on Behind Enemy Lines Radio chat room can you have references to a 1980s movie about a robot being alive, Orthodox Jews making jokes, and people calling Jesus a badass carpenter. And that's only in the past 5 minutes. You gotta check out the rest of it. Come join us in the chat. You'll have a ton of fun. Tell them Russ sent you, and if you don't like it, blame Gene.
By the way, Gene, this just in. Speaker Paul Ryan wins his re-election bid in the primary. He's got the Donald Trump bump.
Nah!
The endorsement paid off.
I'm glad he finally got it. Yeah, he should thank him. Absolutely.
Because without it, he might have been an Eric Cantor. You never know.
Listen, we joke about this, and the conflict between Ryan and Trump and all that. Ann Coulter was there campaigning for Paul Nehlen in Paul Ryan's district, and they were billed as Trump rallies. So Trump, giving that endorsement, did undercut a lot of the credibility of that opposition candidate. Just saying. So give it the weight that you will. But who knows what would have been if Donald Trump gets behind Paul Nehlen? What do you think? Do you think Paul Ryan has a walk like he did this week? I'm not so sure.
You could have a lot of problems.
We'll never know.
Not only in the primary. I mean, I don't know what his district looks like, but he might have problems in the general if Trump was against him.
They will need each other. You know what I mean? And to me, it's just, I don't know. I think this whole thing within the party, it's not conducive to winning. Everybody needs to get onto the same page and get on the winning team, and they need to win together. I think Donald Trump did that by endorsing Paul Ryan. What are you laughing
about? Gene, because for those, I mean, obviously you guys can't see this, but Gene's phone was ringing during this entire monologue he was just on, and he shows it to me and points to the number and is like, look at this number.
Because you should know who that number is.
He does not save names to numbers. Like, I don't know how anybody could function this way.
All right, first of all,
but Gene does not. For all you guys out there who think Gene is your friend, Gene does not save any of your phone numbers to your name at all. He just memorizes your number.
It was a Skype call. I don't save Skype names.
Yes, I'm going to text you right now and see what number pops up. How do you know what I'm texting?
You know what? Do it right now. I dare you. I dare you right now. Oh boy, the show has short-circuited in more ways than one, folks.
Since we're bouncing everywhere, Gene, another fastball for you.
We're not going to be taking calls tonight because, listen, it's been a month since you've been on the show. We got to get you at.
And it's true. And listen, we're refusing to take any more phone calls until
I know who you are.
Until Gene knows who you are, number one, and until we free Blago. I want Blagojevich out of jail, bro.
Yeah, I saw this before in the chat room when we were talking about
the guy got a 14-year sentence. He's already been in for like 4 years. The governor of Michigan or wherever the hell Illinois. Cool hair, dude. Democrat.
Convicted of corruption.
Sort of corruption. He was trying to supposedly sell
Obama's Senate seat. Yes.
That was bogus to begin with.
Oh, come on.
That conviction got thrown out, Gene, by one of your friends on the bench. So
why did my friends?
The argument is this: he got a 14-year sentence. The top charge of selling the Senate seat was just recently thrown out. So how does he still have a 14-year sentence? They were asking for a resentencing based on a number of the charges being thrown out, and the judge sentenced him to the same sentence he got when he was found guilty on all the charges to begin with. This is not justice here. What the guy did was minor. He does not belong in jail for 14 years. We're criminalizing politics. Listen, he's a Democrat. He's a douche. He belongs in jail just on pure... he's a Democrat. That's the reason why.
Okay, so
let's be for real. If Hillary's not in jail, this guy doesn't belong in jail. That's my new standard. I say you free everybody. Dean Skelos, this is local in New York, but Shelley Silver, Congressman Michael Grimm in New York was in jail for a while. Any politician who was in jail or on the way to jail, they should get a get out of jail free card until Hillary Clinton gets behind bars. That's my view now.
It's an interesting view. I totally disagree with it. Because
you got guys like Al Sharpton and Charlie Rangel will never see the inside of a jail cell. Well, Al Sharpton has a couple times. But we'll never see serious
hunger
time.
strikes. He goes to jail to lose weight, doesn't he?
And you got Hillary Clinton running around.
I still don't understand why Hillary Clinton is not in jail. Hopefully, and listen, I say this with a grain of salt. Hopefully these perjury charges will stick now. If this isn't clearly lying when the FBI director says she said something different than what she said to the public.
There's no perjury because the FBI director, in his infinite wisdom, probably with Obama and what's her name, Loretta Lynch, under their direction, did not put Hillary Clinton under oath when they spoke to the FBI.
But she was under oath when she testified before Congress. And Congress has referred that testimony to the FBI to see if she perjured herself.
And the reason why Paul Ryan is being challenged in a primary is because the Republican Party, especially the establishment wing, are worthless. They're worthless. You could say what you will about Donald Trump, but the Republican Party... Where is Paul Ryan? Has he said anything recently of note? Where is this man?
Other than talking about an endorsement of Donald Trump,
exactly.
I really haven't heard anything.
That he's not there yet. That's the last thing I remember Paul Ryan
And I love
saying.
Trump saying about endorsing
Ryan.
wasn't there yet. Well, I'm just not there yet. But that was beautiful.
We have lots of things going on. We have a presidential election happening. Where the hell is Paul Ryan? And who's the leader of the Senate? I don't even know who he is anymore.
It's still Mitch McConnell.
Did he die? Is he alive still? Can I say that?
He might have, but he's still in office.
The guy's in slow motion. Where the hell has he been?
I don't know. Listen, I don't think... If you're waiting for top-down leadership from the Republican electeds in the Congress, you're not going to see it. Because... And this is a dirty little secret of politics. The fact of the matter is, them working with the Obama administration in helping Obama push forth his agenda has kept them relatively safe from challenges and opposition. Russ, who's Paul Ryan's Democratic challenger? Yeah, guy who's not going to win.
You're right.
Who's Mitch McConnell's challenger when he runs next time around? Guy you're never going to hear about. Go down the line of the leadership. But you do know who Paul Ryan's Republican primary challenger was.
Yes, I do. But here's the thing, Gene, that I learned a long time ago in local politics, to a lesser extent, do not piss off a billionaire. If for whatever reason Donald Trump loses this election this year, do you really think he's not going to work his butt off?
Bank account off.
Bank account off, even better, to get back at the head honchos of the establishment Republican wing?
Oh, I'm sure he's going to have a long memory.
Of course.
I absolutely
so Paul
agree
Ryan might squeak through this time, but he's going to have to squeak through every 2 years for the rest of his political career.
And
with a billionaire on his ass.
I got to be honest. I feel for Paul Ryan.
I don't.
This is a job he did not want.
Oh, stop
that he was
it.
forced into.
Oh, yeah. Gene, twist my arm to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
It's a dead-end job in
Please,
politics.
twist my arm.
Name the last Speaker of the House to actually successfully move from that position.
Name the
last, anywhere.
You name the last Speaker of the House that wasn't a millionaire when he left office. Okay, you can't,
I don't know what John Boehner's
Paul Ryan came from a small town in Wisconsin. Guess what he's going to be when he leaves office? A millionaire. So don't worry about Paul Ryan and us having to twist his arm to be the third most powerful person in the country. Yeah, sorry, we had to twist his arm and force him into it.
I love Two Drink Minimum Radio. This is when we really get amped up and really fired up about this stuff, man. It's a lot of fun.
Somebody actually mentioned Alan West in the chat room. That would have been another guy that Donald Trump, an Alan West type guy, military background. He's black. I mean, much better choice than Pence. Pence, I don't see what brings to the thing. I know it's a topic that we passed by already.
No, let's get back to it. It's no problem. Listen, this is your show. You've been gone a while. You need to just let it out.
A hot topic that's on the
Oh, hot topic. What are we, The View now? Is that what we're doing? Are you Whoopi and am I Joy? What are we doing here?
I gotta say something that's gonna be a little controversial. You know that's not my style.
You? Never.
But all these women on Fox News, first of all, most of them are kind of hot.
Oh, are we going there now?
Let me go there for a minute.
Oh, we're going to the sexual harassment
Can
stuff?
we all
I love
agree
it.
that most of them, they're somewhat attractive at least? Most of them. I mean, Greta's a disaster, but the rest of them, they're alright. Now they're accusing Roger Ailes of sexual harassment. Listen,
okay,
girls,
allegations that we don't know are true
we
or
don't know
not.
if they're true or not. But let me ask you this, girls. What was on your resume prior to being on Fox News? I never heard of an Andrea Tantaros before. I never heard of a Gretchen Carlson who
she was
a Miss America. Oh, duh. So people who got by on their looks somehow got onto Fox News and are surprised when men supposedly hit on them. Oh, effing shocker.
Oh, man.
First of all, again, we don't know if any of this is true, and I just don't necessarily believe it. But wake up, guys, girls. You didn't get the job for your brain, okay? Because I'm pretty sure there's some ugly girls that are probably smarter than you that didn't get on Fox News.
And that don't need a teleprompter.
And I'm glad for it, by the way. I don't want to see some homely-looking woman on Fox News. Sometimes I watch Fox News on mute with the closed captioning off. I just watch. So, God bless America.
Hashtag 2 drink minimum radio, folks. Love it. And for those of you down in Florida and Georgia that were listening to all that, you can tell we're joking around a little bit.
No,
but there is some truth to it. Let's call it out for what it is. Fox News did hire Greta Van Susteren. Did hire Catherine Herridge.
Well, first of all, Greta was well before.
But who gets the
Fox
prime afternoon spots?
But Greta has been on since the beginning.
There isn't a bad-looking girl on Fox News.
Okay, Megyn Kelly was not on from the beginning.
No.
Back in the day, you had O'Reilly, Hannity, and Greta. That was it.
And we're not saying this is a bad thing.
Then
but
Fox
however,
News, they discovered an island where only 5'11" blonde women
were conservative. Apparently,
happened to be conservative. Were being hatched out of eggs, and they all somehow got on Fox News.
And here Russ Gallo is with this gorgeous face, and he can't get no play on TV.
You know what I mean? If anybody should be mad, it should be men. You know what I mean? I can't get by on my good looks.
set that up so badly. I'm sorry, folks.
I'm gorgeous, and I can't get by. I can't get on TV.
You are not what they would call a handsome man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. One man to another.
I used to use the term handsome woman a lot, and you told me that was offensive.
Yes, it was. So, oh boy. But okay, so let's talk about the merits of the suit. By the way,
But am I wrong?
I don't
in
think you're wrong, but I also think that the Gretchen Carlson suit is improperly venued. It was done improperly. It sued Roger Ailes personally. It didn't mention Fox News Corp. So I think that it was meant to hurt Roger Ailes more than it was to right a wrong. And what happens? Roger Ailes gets taken down, right? He's no longer with Fox that I know of. And, what does this do for Gretchen Carlson? Is she going to get another job? Is there going to be a stigma now that the woman cries sexual harassment and maybe she doesn't get another job? Is she too conservative for any other network that maybe she has made herself unemployable by anybody but a Fox News?
I don't know what the answers are to those questions.
Those are real world
And don't get me wrong, we
consequences.
joked around about it, but no
Those are
woman
real-world
deserves
consequences.
to be sexually harassed. No woman does.
Absolutely not.
But let's be for real. Like I said, is it a coincidence that nearly 99% of the women on Fox News are smoking hot? Is that a coincidence? It's not. Were they complaining about that while they were getting paid the hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars a year that they were being paid? No, I don't think they were complaining about it.
We have the utmost respect for a lot of conservative women out there that do their job and are pounding pavement and are breaking stories and all that. But when you're a personality, see, this is where we have to draw the line between working journalist and personality. There are people on Fox News who are journalists. Shepard Smith, I would consider to be a journalist.
Nah, Shepard Smith's a hack.
He's not a personality, though, because I don't know him for his personality.
Yeah.
Catherine Herridge, journalist.
She's the best.
Journalist
Yep.
to the fullest. Greta Van Susteren, pundit. Okay? Andrea Tantaros, pundit. Megyn Kelly, pundit. They're not journalists. They're opinion makers and personalities. So part of your personality is going to be your looks. So that's a criteria for hiring a pundit. They're not hiring me, as handsome as I am, to be a pundit. Because this face does not play on TV. That's why I do radio. Point being, if you're part of your hiring criteria is photogenic, let's be nice about it, or, the camera loves you, then recognize that. And recognize that while you don't get to be harassed in your workplace by, lowbrow activities like Roger Ailes is alleged to do, you have to recognize that your looks are part of your brand.
Especially if you're wearing short skirts and you sit at the edge of the table, like
especially if you're on a show called Outnumbered and you have a couch.
And the theme is
we're
four
all
girls
women
to one guy.
Yeah,
Kimberly Guilfoyle always sits on the end of the show that they do.
And why is that, Russ?
So her legs can be showing. And if you ever watch Megyn Kelly,
but that's the exact same reason that Greg Gutfeld is on the edge, too, right?
Minutes. No, they always put the women at the end. They always put Kimberly Guilfoyle at the end.
And Greg Gutfeld.
And Gutfield, but that's his spot.
Yeah.
But they always zoom out during Megyn Kelly's show, too, for no reason, to the glass table to show her legs. There's no reason for it.
It started with Mary Hart with Entertainment Tonight, and it's been going on ever since.
Look, if Megyn Kelly started losing her hair, like Bill O'Reilly, she wouldn't be on the air much longer. All right? So, wake up, girls on Fox News. There's a reason why you're on there. And it's not because you're brilliant.
Bill is a handsome man. I don't know what you're talking about. Final thought time, Russ Gallo. The first show back. Listen, you're going to be back a lot more regularly now, right?
I'm on for good.
Thank goodness. The long nightmare of the night shifts of Russ Gallo is over.
Don't jinx me. I got one more visit with my parole officer, and we should be good to go.
All right. Knock on wood right there. There you go.
All right. So now,
final thought, brother.
Donald Rumsfeld, brilliant man, once said, and I often use this quote, you go to war with the army you got, not the army you wish you got.
When Russ and I worked together, that was hanging on the wall in my office.
That's it. So, and don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. You know what I mean? So, Donald Trump, he's not the best candidate. I can't even...
You can't even say that with a straight face.
Can't even say it without laughing. But are you serious? Like the Matt Fairleys of the world, the guy in the chat room, and a couple of maniacs that are in there, are you serious? You're not going to vote for him? You're going to let a person like Hillary, Short Circuit, Benghazi Clinton win? Is that what you're going to do? Are you serious? Wake up. Get on the train. Hold your nose. Me and Gene did it for years. You think we liked McCain or Romney? We didn't like those guys.
Bob Dole?
Bob Dole. Oh, my God. Another disaster. We didn't like those people. But we held our nose and we did the right thing. Get on board the train, man. Trump's not perfect. But he's much better than Hillary. Gene, that's all I got.
Well, listen, I'm glad to have you back, bro. Because the last month of shows, while they've been superior shows, I must say, because, me. But I've missed you. I've missed the fire. I've missed the energy. I've tried to do Russ Gallo impressions and what you would say and try to emulate you a little bit.
Did you amp up the Brooklyn accent?
I couldn't do it. I got closer to the microphone. That's all I could really do. But it's great to have you back. My final thought is, I said this during the show, I'm going to piggyback on what you said, Russ. We got a bad candidate versus a worse candidate. And I think everyone needs to find a reason for their vote. For me, my reason is the Supreme Court now. I know Hillary Clinton will screw the Supreme Court up for conservative rulings for the next generation. And I mean 20 years. There's a chance Donald Trump will do the same thing, but there's also a chance he won't. I got to hold on to that chance, and that's why I'm going to fill in the oval for Trump. And you know what? I gotta say, I don't feel bad about it, but from what I'm seeing on social media, and you'll see this in the coming weeks, Russ, it is getting vicious out there. Not between Democrats and Republicans, but between conservatives and conservatives. Stop the red on red violence. Enough is enough, folks. It's time to come together. It's time to fall in line. We've been doing it for years behind candidates we don't like. If this is the first time you're doing it because it's the first time you're a candidate you don't like, welcome to my world. You gotta do it, though, because otherwise the alternative is a lying, known national security threat that's going to fill the Supreme Court with liberal justices that will set back jurisprudence for 20 years. We're going to have more debt than, if you saw her economic plan, we have more debt than ever, and Bill Clinton is going to be shagging interns left and right, and we just can't have that again. Go ahead, Russ. I'll let you get the final word here.
I was saying the final word, and if you're worried about voting for Trump and a nuclear war breaking out, don't worry, we'll win. Rest assured, we'll win.
And that'll do it for this show. I want to thank Dan Gainer from Newsbusters. Check out newsbusters.org for all the latest news and liberal hypocrisy. They got a great documentary that we talked about. Check them out. But until next week, Russ is going to say something before I go off. Russ, you ready to shut this sucker down or what?
Gene, shut this mofo down and free Blago. That's my new hashtag, free Blagojevich.
Good Lord. We are out of here. Good night, folks.
Our position's been compromised. It's time to roll out. Report for debriefing at www.behindenemylinesradio.us and look for regular communications via Facebook and Twitter at BEL_radio. You are the resistance. Behind Enemy Lines. A rock radio production. Copyright 2016. Back in 7 days. Out.